We got somebody, visitor from overseas.
I want to introduce you to this cat right here.
I'm going to go to our South American correspondent.
He doesn't really need much of an introduction.
His energy squared.
He's funny, hilarious. He knows his sport.
Captain
Rafucho reporting for duty, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this journey? Welcome to the show.
Hello, guys. Welcome. What's up? It's me, Rafael Chacin, as known as El Capitán Rafucho. And right now, welcome to a special live stream that is called Eagles Roundtable. Because after the draft and all, of course, after everything about, so right now, this is going to be like amazing live stream right here to reunite some content creators from other teams right here. So this special right here is dedicated to the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, which is the 2018 Super Bowl champions. And right now I had the privilege to have to go to everybody else. And well, it's very happy about it. So right now it is time to have some invite for these Philadelphia Eagles content creators right here. So right now you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram as Capitán Rafucho. I repeat, it says Capitán Rafucho. And of course, you can subscribe me at YouTube as Rafael Chacin to another content and everybody else because, well, before I get into live streaming about the Eagles Roundtable, well, there's a notice and I had to change it about it because we just are about to some move some things and about it. So, well, that happens a lot. All right, so to begin to the Eagles Roundtable, we have a special right here on backstage right here. Well, he's one of the friends of mine, and of course, he's part of the Spotlight Sports Network. And of course, we can talk about the Eagles Roundtable, about the teams, which is James Bradbury, the schedule breakdown, and of course, after the draft, what should we impression about what's next for the season of 2022-2023 of the Philadelphia Eagles. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, I will give you to introduce to you in the building.
What's going on, Raph? What's up? What's up?
Hey, I'm very good right now. So I'm very excited to bring some Philadelphia Eagles content creators on this special live stream talking about the Eagles content and of course the schedule release and of course the topic that most important about it of the James Bradbury. So, and I'm very proud to have to invite some Philadelphia Eagles content creators right here. So the first topic that I would like to introduce to you, but is about James Bradbury. So right now, let's see, we have it right here. All right, so the former New York Giants Pro Bowl cornerback James Bradbury has agreed to terms on 1 year, $10 million deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. Bradbury was released on New York on May 9 due to salary cap issues that made his current contract unfeasible. The general manager of the Giants, John Shore, has to make some difficult roster cuts the offseason in order to stay under the salary cap. And while the Giants intend to something get bad for exchange for Bradbury, there's no trace with it because Bradbury started his career with the Carolina Panthers, leading passes defense at each 4 seasons with the team. Since joining out the Giants in 2020, the Sanford product has become one of the top cornerbacks in the league, collecting 100 tackles, 80 solo, 35 passes defenses, 4 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 fumbles recoveries in this time in New York. Also, Bradbury also became the first Giants cornerback to be named to Pro Bowl since 2016, when he made the team in 2020. So right now, let's go to keep about the impressions about James Bradbury going to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Bradbury coming to the Eagles definitely was a good pickup. He's a CP. I mean, he's a cornerback number 2. because we all know we got Darius Slay on the other side. There was definitely somebody else to help out Darius Slay over there on the other. Oh, excuse me, on the other side over there in the secondary, because we all know we missing one key piece in the secondary, and that's safety. That's the only thing I think will make our defense complete, because we filled up the other holes in the draft and other areas. We got our other cornerback. I know we got Marcus Epps, and we did sign Anthony Harris back again, the safety over there. Those young guys, but definitely Eagles needing a safety. Don't know if they're going to address that maybe after June 1st when some of these guys get let go, or we just going to rock who we got with in the secondary in the safeties position. But James Bradbury definitely was a good pickup. $10 million 1 year deal. That's not paying him a lot. And he said he wanted to come to the Eagles. Out of 11 teams that did approach him, he wanted to come here. He said his game best fits our scheme. So let's see how it works out.
Yeah, that's exactly about that. So, well, I'm gonna introduce this next person right here, and because he was on backstage right here, so I'm gonna introduce one of my good friends of mine. So, hey
What's
Tyler,
up?
how's it going?
What's up? I'm doing good, man.
I'm very good right now. So he has some impressions about James Bradbury going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Tyler, you became later. So tell me about the impressions of being James Bradbury going to the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's a better fit.
I have to agree with Key here. He was approached by 11 teams. And he did say his game does fit his scheme, his game. So I'm very excited on that front. And I have to agree with Key again here with the safety front too. We still have to address that. But I feel like the team is going to roll with what they got right now with Anthony Harris at safety. I don't. I think this team is really going to be dangerous with that front seven, with the cornerbacks addressed, the linebackers addressed. Again, the safety part is begged to be questioned right now, but I feel like this team needs to roll what they got right now, address safety, maybe next off season. Build slowly. Because last time we built fairly quick, we peaked, and then we faltered.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, the last time we did pick up some free key agents and people, we went to the Super Bowl and won it. So, I mean,
Yeah, but you got to think too. We didn't build slowly. We built fairly quickly. Got to that one Super Bowl. That was our peak. We hit a valley after that.
Yeah, exactly.
definitely true.
Yeah, I'm glad we had that one Super Bowl, but I want numerous Super Bowls. I don't want just one and then we just falter.
Right.
So
Yeah, that was very correct because, to be honest, because I just saw, the stats right here because it said the 2020 season, the Philadelphia Eagles went to 4 wins and 11 losses. So it might be like a change of love in 2021 because they have 9 wins and 8 losses, and they just finished second of 4, but you just lost the wild card against Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But we saw with the top players right here because Jalen Hurts was the top and passing yards, and of course they had a receiver like Devonta Smith, and also they just trade 2 players and made it to the top, which is Jalen Hurts and of course Devonta Smith for the Philadelphia Eagles. So it might be just like a process because after the 2020 season, because it went so wrong, just like an improvement right here, and they told Nick Sirianni to run that ball. Secondly, as fast as we can have about it. So it might be like a pro about it. So that season right here, because the next season, which is the 2022-23 season, is gonna be like everybody else. Because after the draft, because they have a very important, which is a trade, which is AJ Brown for the Tennessee Titans, and of course Nakobe Dean for the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, they have amazing picks for the draft, and of course they just filling all these things right here. So kind of this is gonna be like a shocking moment for the Eagles because first, the 2021 they just made to the playoff, which is the wild card, but they just lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I think this time is gonna be different. That time's gonna be different about it.
I'm
Yeah.
just hoping that Nick Sirianni starts off running the ball and not wait so late, because how we got hot was we started running the ball and we had the number one rushing attack in all the NFL when we started rushing the ball. Because honestly, our offensive line is, I believe, is in top 10. Our offensive line is top 10, top notch, with a Hall of Fame Pro Bowler. Jason Kelsey is definitely going to be a Hall of Famer once this season's done and over with his career. Definitely, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's still got Landon Dickerson, who Eagles fans was all skeptical about drafting. Landon Dickerson plus can play all positions of the line. So if he wanted to take over, he would. But in the draft, Jason Kelsey picked him. Cam Jurgens from Nebraska is going to be his replacement at center when it's all said and done. So he handpicked a guy that reminded him of himself. What not more than trust a guy more like Jason Kelsey to handpick his successor. You don't see too many people do that. So I honestly think we did okay we did great in the draft. Again, we got Nakobe Dean. We moved up and got Jordan Davis, a big run stopper guy from Georgia. Even our unrestricted free agents are good, and so I do believe this team is going to shock many people. But we'll see what we can do. Like I'm excited. Is it football season yet?
That's what I'm thinking. You know, I'm just crazy excited right now for this season, and honestly, I can't wait for September.
When August comes, that's when I'm going to get excited. July, August, okay, it's training camp. The OTAs is coming. August is preseason, and then September's right around the corner. So,
yep, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see what are the comments right here. So Lucas Kraken, hey buddy, what's up? Hey, Luke, how's it going? We got Grandizer 12, El Capitan, where's the run? Well, very soon about it. And of course, we got another comment of Lucas Kraken, solid team in rebuild. So he might be right about it. So, well,
I have to agree.
Yes, because, well, remember, it's just like a real building things about it. So after they do, like the Philadelphia Eagles, between of getting into, well, to rebuild that team, because not only the defense, obviously the offline right here, I think it's the perfect time to say, hey, we just got like rebuilding all these things, because right now it might be like a shocking moment for me right now. But the another topic is right now, because I'm gonna share this trend right here. So right now, let's talk about the schedule breakdown. So right now, it is time to see what's going on, what happens for the 2022 season. All right, so the first we got the 2022 season right now at the corners. So the first on September 11th, right now they had just made against Detroit Lions. Now it might be a good choice, because last time the Detroit Lions had the worst record in NFL history of the franchise, so it might be like a good choice. The next week is going to face against Minnesota Vikings, which is a home opener, which is very good. So now we got another games like the Washington Commanders twice. Also, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys. Also, the 7 week is going to be by. Also, the another week is going to back to against Pittsburgh Steelers. Also, the Houston Texans, which they have like amazing draft pick, which is their Singler Jr. Also, we got the Washington Commanders again. Also, we got Indianapolis Colts. Also, we got Green Bakers. We have to be careful about the defense, and of course, Aaron Rodgers. And of course, the Tennessee Titans is going to be on December. Then it's going to be against New York Giants on 11th December. The Chicago Bears is going to be on December 18th. On Christmas Day, which is a Christmas Eve, this is going to be like fantastic for every Eagles and, of course, Dallas fans right here. So we got the great play. We got Philadelphia Eagles versus Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, on New Year's Day, which is January 1st, we have against New Orleans Saints, because it's going to be careful about it. And, of course, the last game of the season, which is the the last game at home, which is against New York Giants. So probably it's gonna be like difficult because for me, I will give it like 13 wins and 4 losses. The 4 losses are gonna be against Arizona Cardinals. Also, there is the Tennessee Titans and Green Bay Packers and Colts. But easily is gonna sweep against Washington Commanders because why? Well, they have like Carson Wentz, which is what are the part like enemies about that? So and after that, they're gonna sweep against Dallas Cowboys because I know, we know that Dallas is not America's team, and of course they're gonna sweep against New York Giants because after the draft right here we just have it like fun and they had just like Cameron Devadeus and of course Evan Neal, but the Eagles get very close about it, so they had just rebuilt not only the defense off of the offline and of course the wide receivers and the quarterback. So I think it's perfectly to sweep against Giants by only 2 points. So first we got Key to talk about the schedule, and of course we got Tyler. So first, Key.
I just actually did this on my channel not too long. Actually did this on my channel on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
We broke down the scheduling. I actually got us going 12 and 5. I got us 12 and 5. I got us, of course, winning in Detroit. Of course, Detroit was the greatest losing team I've ever seen. It was the greatest losing team I've ever seen, and here's why I say that, because Detroit should have won more games than they did. Detroit is very to be that team to really have nobody. They was very competitive. They should have beat San Fran in that first game because San Fran got too conservative and didn't think that the Detroit was going to come back. They should have beat Minnesota. They should have beat Pittsburgh, and they should have beat Chicago. They should at least have 5 wins underneath their belt. But I like their draft too. Detroit did pick up some good people in the draft. They got Jameson Williams. They got some help for Jared Goff to throw to. DeAndre Swift is a good running back. They got St. Brown also, who's a good receiver. Jared Goff just needs some help around him, some pieces. They got Aiden Hutchinson on the defensive side of the ball. But I still think that the Eagles will win that game. It may not be 44-6 like it was last year, but definitely they'll put up more points. But the Eagles still will win that game. I got the Eagles beating Minnesota. The first loss comes in Washington. This game right here, I think we're going to split Washington this year only because we lose the games we're supposed to win. And Washington is going to be that loss. And just my opinion, I know Carson Wentz want to get his revenge the first time we see them. But when he comes back for that Monday night game, I got the Eagles winning that game. I got the Eagles splitting with Dallas. Unfortunately, they're going to lose the first matchup, but they're going to win Christmas Eve. I got us splitting. I got us sweeping the Giants. The other loss is going to come Indianapolis and Green Bay. I got them beating Tennessee as an upset. And I think I got us losing to the Saints. I think only because it's the playoff implement. Depending on what the playoffs is, are we going to rest some people or are we not? That's the only reason why I got the loss to the Saints. And then the last game, I got to sweep in the Giants. But the Commanders is a loss. Dallas is a loss. Green Bay, Indianapolis. Yeah, I think that's 5. One of them. But yeah, I got us going 12 and 5.
Oh, all right. So Tyler, having impressions about the schedule right here, because I got 13 wins and 4 losses. Geek has 12 wins and 5 losses. So your turn, Tyler. So what you got?
I got us going between 12 and 13 wins. With a win at Detroit, a win versus the Vikings, and I've got the first NFC East matchup against the Washington Commanders as a win. So we started off 3-0. Another win with the Jacksonville Jaguars, 4-0. We lose the game against Arizona.
Yeah, that's the other game I picked as a loss. I think we don't beat Arizona.
No, there's no. I don't think we're winning against Arizona.
Even
They're a
even though
stacked team.
Arizona is not going to have DeAndre Hopkins because he has 6-game suspension, I still think that's when they're going to get us. Like that's a game we know we can win, but I think Arizona beats us.
Yeah. So I have Arizona beating us here, and I also got Dallas beating us at home. So we start off the season 4-2, going into the bye. Not a bad start. We beat Pittsburgh, so now we're 5-2. We beat the Texans, and then we beat Washington in the second matchup. We beat. I don't think we're beating the Colts. I think with Matt Ryan out there, I don't think we're going to beat the Colts. We're not going to beat Green Bay. We're going to beat the Titans. We're beating New York. We're not. I'm kind of iffy on the Bears. So I'm gonna chalk it up as a loss. We're beating Dallas in the second matchup. Not gonna win against the Saints. And we're beating New York.
Well, that's very impressive right here. So, all right, so we got a leg of the predictions right here. So I got 13 wins and 4 losses. He has 12 wins and of course 5, and of course our guest, which is Tyler, which is at has 12 and 5. So right here, this is gonna be like everybody else, and well, if you're watching at home right now, because this is about the Philadelphia Eagles Roundtable right here, so that's the link right here, so you can join us at about talking about the Philadelphia Eagles reactions right here. So the next topic is gonna be like interesting about it. So after the NFL reactions about getting the trade of AJ Brown and of course Nakobe Dean, so what was it about the impressions of how to go to rebuild not only the defense of the offline, but about those interesting picks at the NFL Draft 2022? So first we're gonna go to Key, and then we're gonna go to Tyler. So,
well, I knew Jalen Hurts on the offseason was working on his game. We all know Jalen Hurts last year was his first official full year as a starter. He came in, he only played 4 games. That's why I said, just give it time, Eagles fans. Everything ain't instant. It's not mashed potatoes where you can stick it in the microwave in 5 minutes. It's done. It don't work that way. It does not work that way. So you have to be patient. We also have to have a coaching staff around and that's going to develop Jalen Hurts. Now I'm not going to even lie. I picked Sirianni on the hot seat. I tell you, he was on my hot seat, but then he started listening. He started running the ball. He started to see more. I know Jalen, they saying, oh, Jalen can't throw the deep ball. He can't read defenses, but he worked on that in the offseason. He was working with the GOAT. If y'all don't know who the GOAT is, which is Tom Brady, what other quarterback can you learn from? No other than Tom Brady.
Exactly.
He turned down Peyton to go with Tom Brady. To probably
honestly, come on.
Right. I mean, it's probably not to get any of his throwing mechanics. It's probably to get tips on what to do about reading the defense. I mean, he has the mechanics he can throw. Yeah, his accuracy needs some work, and that can all be fixed. But he probably went to him and picked his brain about what to do in reading defenses. Jalen needs to be patient on looking at his progressions and not, okay, the first one's not there. Let me take off running. I know offensive line is held up enough to where he can even look at another progression. But I mean, I like a mobile quarterback. I mean, you do gotta fire it there in the pot, and you do have to fire it sometimes. Now, AJ Brown. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When we got AJ Brown, I was in the car, and I was going off in the car. He was working out with Jalen Hurts, and him and Jalen Hurts are legit best friends. And I was all shocked because I didn't think how he was gonna pull that trigger. of getting another receiver to help with Devontae Smith. And then we got Dallas Goddard as well. So they're going to have to pick their poison. Teams now are going to have to pick their poison. So, okay, let me double Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown's going to be open. And then we got Zach Pascal and Quez Watkins. Don't know where Jalen Reagor is going to fit into all this. But Jalen Hurts now has weapons to throw to. And then we have a good running back now. If Miles Sanders can stay healthy, we got a rushing attack. We got Kenny Gainwell. And then we got Boston Scott back. We just need that bowling ball with feet at the goal line type of goals to pound it into the end zone. But overall, I like our offense. We just got to see where Jalen takes it. Sirianni needs to start running the ball earlier in the season. Just imagine if he would have ran the ball earlier. I don't think we would have got that matchup with Tampa Bay. I think we would have had a higher seed. We would have won maybe 2 or 3 extra more games that we lost, but we should have won if we would have ran the ball. So, and then the flip side, the defensive side, come on. Nakobe Dean was a steal in the 3rd round. I can't believe he actually sat there. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, if he's here, how he's going to take him? And damn it, how he took him. How he took him, moved up to get Jordan Davis. So Ezekiel Elliott and all those high-powered running backs, have fun trying to run up the middle. Have fun trying to run up the middle. Have fun. I'm waiting. You're gonna get big Jordan Davis waiting for y'all. Gonna get y'all waiting for y'all. So it's definitely gonna be fun. I can't wait to see. And right now, Jonathan Gannon has no excuses. If I'm nervous about anybody on this team, it's Jonathan Gannon.
I have to agree with that.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't unmuted because, well, right now I'm telling you, do you have any impressions about after the draft of 2022 of the NFL? So, any thoughts?
Let me address the Reagor situation first. I feel like the draft trade to get A.J. Brown and them moving Quez Watkins up in the depth chart and moving Reagor down to 5th, he's out the door. That situation's done for. He's out the door. He's gone. But pretty much. But the defensive side of the ball is going to be red hot with Nakobe Dean, Jordan Davis on the line. It's going to be whew. And like he said, good luck running that damn ball because you got Jordan Davis going to stuff you. You got Nakobe Dean, who's a blitzing linebacker, so he's going to come after you. You're going to have trouble running the ball. I think we're going to have one of the best running defenses in the league going into the season. And it looks like on paper we do have one of the best running defenses in the league.
Wow.
As far as the offense is concerned, with A.J. Brown, Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith, that running game that we have, we're going to be trouble for other teams to stop on that offensive side of the ball. We're going to get touchdowns galore. That's my predictions. We're getting touchdowns galore with that offense. So I feel like this team's dangerous. We struck gold in the draft. We did well in the draft. And Howie Roseman, let me formally apologize for giving you slack the last few years since 2018.
Oh, my God.
Let me apologize.
He's my friend right now until he pisses me off. But we're cool
yes,
now. We're cool right now.
Okay.
He's our friend. Yeah, he's our friend right now. We're cool. We're cool. But once he messes up one time, we're going to be after him again. So.
Oh, right. So, all right. So, right now, well, for me, that was very impressive because I was shocked because of the trade of A.J. Brown going to Tennessee Titans for the Philadelphia Eagles, which is amazing. And, of course, Nakobe Dean for the Georgia Bulldogs. It became a national championship for the college football. That was insane because let's talk about the defense and the offline and of course the stats about Nakobe Dean and AJ Brown, which is unbelievable. And I just figured it out that, well, in the NFL draft, anything can happen. And Howie just hit the jackpot, not only with the surprising trade of the AJ Brown, but also giving thoughts about what's good in the draft, because they just had not only James Bradbury for the free agents, also they got to pick Nakobe Dean, which is impossible because all these teams where they had to go to Nakobe Dean to see to improve about the defense, but Philadelphia Eagles got first one, and that's very excited about it. So talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, because I just saw everything about the news. So do you guys remember the player which is Jesse Bates for the Cincinnati Bengals? All right, so following their surprise Super Bowl appearance, which is that season right here against Los Angeles Rams, one of the top defenders and team captain Jason Bates, which is from the Cincinnati Bengals, has seen the franchise attacked by that team because there's a lot of the organization to keep Bates around for at least another season, where he signs a tag. But his perspective, Bates doesn't want to play 1 year deal, preferring to lock down long-term financial security instead. So it's going to hit the point where Bates will refuse to attend Bengals off-season training activities with not being willing to pay an attack. So meanwhile, they had the depth chart by drafting Dadson Hill for the first round pick in April. So could the slow negotiation process combined with Bates' intention not to play on this current trade eventually led to trade? So it might be like a good pick or a bad pick for to trade Jesse Bates from Cincinnati Bengals to the Philadelphia Eagles. So let's start with Key, and also we got Tyler, and of course I got this person right here. So I hope this is gonna be like an interesting conversation right here. So Mitch, are you there?
Yo, yeah, I'm here.
Hold on, Mitch.
I'm here. Just came down right now. I'm good. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
That's good. That's good.
So we all know the Eagles definitely need a safety.
All right.
And it did come out that Jesse Bates does not want to play for his franchise tag. But I feel like if Cincinnati does really, let that go, which I don't think they are, you never know how he might pull the trigger to acquire Jesse Bates. And that will be definitely the end of our looking for safety. But I mean, I don't think Jesse Bates played that bad. I mean, he got the Super Bowl. I mean, last year his stats, he did have torn. He didn't have any tackles or anything. I mean, didn't have any sacks. He did have an interception. But no, I mean, I think he wouldn't be a bad pickup if we was to go after him. But I know we tried to pull the trigger on Matthew, but Matthew wanted to go back to the Saints. Apparently, we tried to offer Marcus May $70 million, but he turned that down. So how he was actually trying to pull some type of triggers for safeties. He just didn't want to come here. But I think we might have to work out what we have with the young guys already on the team. So I'm not expecting another splash move, but if we do, well, I don't know what safety is actually left out there to be picked up.
Right. I have to say the same thing. I don't know if there's any quality safeties out there still, because we lost out on Tyrann Mathieu, lost out on May. Like we just lost out on the top talent, and now there's the spares market for safeties right now. So I feel like we're gonna have to roll with a rookie or one of the young guys at safety for right now, like he said, because they could pan out. They may not pan out. We don't know. We have to see how they play, because we could have struggled with them with one of those players that we drafted at safety. But with that said, I do think they still need a safety. And like I said before, we should, if we're not doing it now, do it next off season when the market gets hot again. But I feel like if we do wind up getting Jesse Bates, that'll be perfect. That would be perfect because he got the team along with that defense to the Super Bowl. A team that wasn't even supposed to be in the Super Bowl last year. They were a wild card team, and they ended up going all the way. So getting Jesse Bates would be huge.
Oh, don't talk about Eli Apple. Jesus Christ.
That dude gave. Oh my God, no. I don't want to talk about you.
I have to. He's from my area.
Mitch got to interview him, and I didn't like his whole vibe when Mitch interviewed him.
I didn't like the vibe either. I saw that. I'm like, no. I feel like when Robert interviewed the linebackers coach for the Rams, he had a better vibe than Eli did.
Yeah, I had Ben Jefferson too.
And I vouch for Eli Apple when I talk to the secondaries Bengals coach. I'm just like, oh, how's Eli did this, and then
you praised him up and down, left and right in the interview.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
Well, that's tough. Well, that's it. Yeah.
All right, so sorry about that, but Mish, you became so. Do you have any thoughts about going to the possibility to see JC Bates to the Eagles right there? So, do you have any thoughts about that?
So for Jesse Bates, I would love him because next to Anthony Harris, that would be a great duo. I mean, that would be good. Is it possible they're going to want a first? But if he's halfway out the door, they may you know what? Take him. We want a third. Take him. You just don't know what they just want to offer. You don't know. So if we get Bates, that's just another chess piece for Jonathan Gannon to use. Another chess piece. So, yeah, it will be good, but I don't see it happening.
Right.
Well, I see that. Well, it might be not happening for the future because they have 1 year of them remaining on this contract right here. So it might happen, but let's keep it alive with any thoughts about to see how we about it. So I just wanted to talk about it. So all right, so the last topic that I want to talk about it because since we had some of the Philadelphia Eagles content creators right there, so right now let's throw back to 2018, which they have Philadelphia Eagles versus the New England Patriots for the Super Bowl. And of course, what was the first impression to see the Philadelphia Eagles being crowned as a Super Bowl champion? So that might be the last topic because we had a 1 hour show right there because I have another show coming out on Friday, which is very important. And of course, let's just start with Key. Also, we got Tyler, and last but not least, Mitch, about the impressions of how did you see about the Philadelphia Eagles going with the Super Bowl championship 2018?
That whole season was crazy. And that's the season, we did address people in free agency. We had Garius Blunt, then we ended up getting Jay Ajayi. That running game was just crazy. Corey Clement was there. Of course, you had Zach Ertz, Brent Selleck, Carson Wentz. He did go down, but he got us to that point. Nick just finished it. He got us to that point. Nick just finished it in the playoffs. Playoffs and the Super Bowl. Had that great call of the Philly. Will go down in Super Bowl history. The Eagles Super Bowl is top 10 right now out of all the Super Bowls. It's top 10. I don't know what number is at, but it's top 10. It was great. I thought I would never see one in my lifetime. I honestly thought we should have had two because we should have beat New England the first time we played them and lost by 3. But that was back with Donovan McNabb and T.O. and Andy Reid days. But I honestly thought we should have beat them twice. We should have had 2. But it didn't come down that way. But I'm glad at least we got the one. I think some Eagles fans are still high on that Super Bowl. I think they still need to come down a little bit and look at the reality of things. After that Super Bowl was when we took our decline. Of course, Peterson's gone. I still think he wasn't a bad coach. He took us to the Super Bowl. That's why I said he's gonna improve the Jaguars over there. This year they may not be playoff ready, but give them maybe next year, the year after that, they're definitely gonna make some noise over there in the AFC South. But Doug's gonna have them in the right place. I think he had some picks, some hand in who he wanted for the Jags in those draft picks. So they had a great draft and a good offseason too. But no, it was definitely a good win for definitely Eagles Nation and the city, because we haven't won in almost a long time. So definitely, I know that the city is waiting for another championship in the NBA world, but definitely, it was a great day for Eagles fans everywhere for that Super Bowl. And then after that, we had a great offense too. Chris Long, all those guys. It's crazy. But yeah, that was definitely a great Super Bowl.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. It was a crazy season. We had that one loss against the Chiefs week 2 that year, and then we just went on a tear that entire year. We didn't lose until maybe the Saints game, I think. It was somebody in like the latter part of the season, because we sat our starters. But yeah, it was a crazy season. We didn't lose not one game until like late in the season. And then we went on that tear in the playoffs with Nick Foles, and that offense and that defense that was actually really good. And then I don't know what happened to the defense the year after. We took a huge, yeah, because we lost a lot of the pieces from that. I think the corners were playing. I think one of the corners were playing hurt. We didn't have that linebacking core that we had the previous year, but it's one of those moments that you remember where you were when it happened. Remember sitting on the couch eating some wings, and then when that Hail Mary was thrown, it looked like it was in slow motion. It was like 2 seconds long, but it felt like it was in slow motion. And I'm just thinking in my head, please drop the ball. Please drop the ball. Please drop the ball. The ball gets dropped.
Shout out to Brandon Graham with the only turnover in the game.
The strip sack. The strip sack. Thank you, Brandon Graham, for that.
And who recovered it? Derek Barnett.
Derek Barnett did it.
Bruh.
So,
oh my God.
Thank you to Derek Barnett. Thank you to
Brandon Now get Graham. Off my team. Get off my team. Tennessee, let Spotlight watch you over there. Please. God damn.
Okay, so Mish, do you have any thoughts about seeing the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl 2018 championship? Because that was the biggest moment in the Philadelphia sports right here. So do you have any thoughts about it?
What's funny though? You know what's funny? Each time when I watch that game at the very end, I still feel like Gronk's going to catch that ball. I don't know what it is. I still have that feeling every single time I watch that game. But
he looked like he alligator armed it though. When he tried to, he alligator armed it like crazy.
Yeah, but that season was insane. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was like, how are we doing this? Like, how are we doing this? Doug, you SOB. I mean, come on, man. That was a good team. Frank Wright with the play calling. That's a perfect duo. And man, it was just great. Huh?
Jim Swartz, defense.
Yeah, him too. Him too. But yeah, it was good. It's in history. I still have it on my DVR.
My mom watches it still to this day, and I'm like, Mom, why are you getting excited? You know what's gonna happen. Why are you yelling?
I watched it the other day.
Every time it came on for the last few years on NFL Network or whatever, I watched that shit too.
It's just like, why are we yelling? Like, why are you going? Like, she was full blown into like this is her first time ever watching it. Like, I'm like, Mom, no, don't watch the Super Bowl.
Hey, gotta respect her for it. She's a true fan, and she's excited about that team.
Oh my God! But I just saw it with because, well, the first time that I was here on Charlotte, North Carolina, I was getting informed with the TV to say what's going on. So I was just like, well, that's the Super Bowl right here because first I came in here in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is on February 2018, because I'm from Barquisimeto, Venezuela, which is in South America, and I have no idea because what's going on or happened because that's the Super Bowl weekend, and boom, they just have like fans over there for the Philadelphia Eagles. They're just cheering about the championship, and they're just, we won, we won, we finally won the Super Bowl. I just like, wow. I was like, congratulations, because first of all, I have no clue what's going on with the NFL, which is the National Football League right here. But I'm still learning about it because I just figured it out. I'm about to polish it about what's going on with the stats and also the teams and also what championships they want to any teams that are about, I don't know, the Carolina Panthers, the Giants, the Raiders, also the Eagles. So I'm just learning about the history about the NFL. I'm very a lot of polished about what's going on with the NFL history right here. But well, it feels so good. And of course, I was watching the last season right here because my dad, which is where he's learning about the NFL, so I'll be in it. So, what team is that? So, I just brought him on the Carolina Panthers versus Philadelphia Eagles because he loves that, and that was the first time I'm being here at the Panthers versus the Eagles, and I have this close to meet the Philly sports guy, which is an amazing person, and I'm trying to have like an interview with him. So the first time that I was going to because it was a Sneaky G-Man podcast, which is Make It Count podcast.
Yep.
And I have the opportunity to see the Phillies sports guy because he was into to cheering out the Phillies right here because that time it was the Philadelphia Phillies versus New York Yankees. And I was like, I was talking about the Phillies sports guy to say, hey, you're gonna contact because it's still games right here. And the Phillies sports guy say, what are you talking to? Because are you a Yankees fan? Because I was saying it like, how the heck he knows my team? Because I was rooting for it since I was 4 years old, and I have no clue at all. So that was it was two times that I see the Philly sports guy because he's a great person. He's one of the greatest content creators on the Philadelphia Eagles because he provides to all the Philadelphia sports right here because not only he supports the Eagles, also the Phillies, the Caesars, also the Flyers, everything about the Philadelphia sports right here. And I just love that. I just love that fact that he has one of the die-hard fans because, Sneaky Jimmy is a die-hard New York Giants. And of course, the Philly sports guy, he's a die-hard Philadelphia Eagles fans. So I just saw that, it blows my mind away because that was amazing to have, one of the greatest content creators and, of course, the diehard fans that I just saw it just like that. And, I was very speechless, totally speechless about it, but I'm still pretty polished that, I'm just learning about all these teams right here from the NFL and everything about it. So, and of course, so we're about to finish right here because this is about the Eagles Roundtable right here. So I appreciate to some of the Philadelphia Eagles content creators to had like the banners right here. So we got Key, also we got Mitch Kowski, and of course Tyler for the Philly Sports right here. So any final thoughts? And you can find us. So let's start with Key, also Mitch, and of course Tyler. So final thoughts, and then you can find it. So let's start with Key.
Hopefully this will be a definitely good season for the Eagles. I know everybody's excited. Definitely after that draft, and again, we're excited. Again, it's August yet. It's only May the 19th. So we still got a couple more months. And again, you can all find all three of us also on the Spotlight Sports Network as well. But we also have our own channels. So if you want to find me, I'm at Key in the Building everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, and IG is Key in the Building.
All right, so Tyler, you're next.
Like he said, I'm looking forward to the season. And like she said, it's only May 19th. So we can't get too excited about how the team's going to fare because we don't know how they're going to fare. we're just predicting what may happen. We hope that what we predicted is right, that this team makes a run for the playoffs for the second year in a row, and actually makes a run in the playoffs. And the defense is good, and the offense is good, which I feel like the offense will be good. But that's pretty much my thought on it. You know, we don't know what's going to happen, but you could find me on the Spotlight Sports Network too. Not only do me and my buddy Rob have a sports podcast, we also have a wrestling podcast. So you can find us. You can find us at the Philly Sports Talk Podcast YouTube channel or the It's Real to Me Podcast YouTube channel. We do the It's Real to Me Podcast. We're doing the It's Real to Me Podcast channel Thursdays at 9 p.m. We haven't done an episode for like 2 weeks because of the NBA playoffs. So whenever they're not having a game on Thursdays, that's when we'll do an episode. So check us out there, and yep.
All right. And last but not least, my good friend, my good brother, Mitch. You muted?
Yeah, you're muted, buddy.
Let's see where they have issues with the audio.
Nope.
Can you hear this?
I would.
We hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Got it.
Yes, you can find me, Mitch Coxey, on YouTube, where I do all kinds of content: Eagles, wrestling, Sixers, all that stuff. You can find me on Spotlight Sports Network, NBA Draft, Ruthless Attitude, all that stuff. And you can find me on TikTok, actually, Philly Talk with MK. I'm just starting it up. Raphael's been helping me a lot with that, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But yeah, guys, so that's basically me.
All right, so right now, because you can follow me on Twitter and also on Instagram as Capitán Rafucho, and of course you can subscribe me on YouTube as Rafael Chacin. So it's gonna be like a lot of happens so soon, because right now it's gonna be like rebuilding my podcast, because it's gonna be incredible. So thank you so much. Well, thank you, Key, Mitch, and of course Tyler, to have on this special Eagles Roundtable. So right now there's gonna be like a fantastic journey. So El Capitán Rafael has always support with each content creators for each different teams, no matter what's in baseball, basketball, football, or anything about wrestling, because we all human beings and we are supported, but also with the content creators right here, not only on YouTube, also on Twitch, on Instagram, and of course on Twitter, because we all rooting for our favorite teams, because we just played everything about it. We just talk with what's most passionate about sports, and I love that. So it is time to wrap out this show. So thank you, Keek, thank you, Mitch, and of course Tyler, to having you guys. So we see you next time, and of course El Capitán Rafael, a salute to you, and of course it is time to take out this journey, and of course El Capitán. See you next time, folks. See ya.
We got a visitor from overseas.
I want to introduce you to this cat right here.
I am going to go to our South American correspondent.
He doesn't really need much of an introduction.
His energy squared.
He's funny, hilarious. He knows his sport knowledge.
El Capitan.
Captain.
Captain Rafucho reporting for duty, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this journey?